Oh, God, it's time.
It's chat time
chat time. You guys can see it on the big one, right?
with
Oh, good. Look
Chunk
at that. Good job. Sort of, mostly.
and Cucumber.
Supposed to shut up during the credits.
And your host, Dino.
Oh, I have to hit that button. I hit that button. Hey, guys. Welcome to Chat Time. Oh,
I just
Steve.
realized we only have one of those things up.
One of what things?
The lights.
Are there normally two?
Yes, over there.
Listen, man.
That's okay.
No, it's not. Someone's going to
gives it
yell
a
at me.
grittier feel.
Here, you all talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
I'm
Hi.
gonna fix it.
Welcome to Chat Time. I'm your host, Dino, and I'm mostly awake. Thank you. Cucumber's over there fixing shit. And we got Steve with us.
Hello.
Yay!
Hi.
And that's all that's here today, because we're doing this cool special Monday version of Chat Time. Where much better. Because we had some scheduling issues. Full disclosure: the next week or so is going to be unique for
Weird.
Chat Time. Weird is a good way to put it. All of us here at the studio have a lot of things in flux as far as our schedules are concerned, so we're going to get stuff to you whenever we possibly can.
Yeah.
But look forward to a new regular day for Chat Time eventually, hopefully by next week. But for today, we're here.
Yeah.
Yay!
Well,
Welcome.
you did it.
And we got Steve.
Hey,
Steve.
Steve.
Steve's here.
Woo woo.
We love Steve. If you're new to Perception, Steve has played and ran many D&D and such games with us.
Big nerd.
Big nerd.
What you're saying.
All of us. All of us. But we're happy to have you here. This is your first time on Chat.
It is my first time on Chat Time.
Yeah.
That's why I'm terrified.
Oh,
I'm
you're
absolutely terrified, and I just peed myself right now.
I was wondering what that smell was. But
I was splashing
I
around in it
apologize
like
for how
a
much
puddle.
asparagus I had today.
you know what? Never apologize. That's you.
You're
your
welcome.
brains.
You're welcome for how much asparagus I had today.
There's probably still good
enjoy it.
vitamins in there. Like, come on.
Yeah. So before we get to know Steve even more,
Yeah.
let's do what we always do,
Oh.
which is, but how do you feel?
All right, that's me.
Yeah, that's you, Doc. Yes. But how do you feel? For those of you that are new, but how do you feel is how we start every show. We talk about how we're feeling, but using a category. Sorry, I just poked you in the eye. But how do you feel is where we talk about how we're feeling using a certain category. And because Wednesday is Towel Day, for those of you that are Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe fans, it's you always know where your towel is. So we're going to describe how we're feeling by using a towel. So what does your towel look like based on how you're feeling? It could be made out of whatever you want. It's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy after all. So whatever you want to make it, clean, dirty, hand-me-down, brand
Filthy.
new, whatever you want to do. Filthy. But I'll start because I already came up with it before. My towel is like terry cloth. It's like old, like it was made like 50, 60 years ago.
Oh, no.
It hasn't been cleaned in a while. It's got coffee stains, maybe even like a cigarette burn in there. Not even my cigarette because I don't smoke. But yeah, filthy and damp. I don't know about damp. I'm not feeling not damp. But
Crusty.
It's like I let it hang and dry, but it's still dirty.
Yeah. It's like an old rag. It doesn't matter if you clean it. It's dead now.
It's dead now,
gone.
exactly. That's how I feel. Great, one of you.
Oh, right.
All right, I'm feeling kind of like one of those super expensive towels that like is supposed to do magic things, like sand falls through it, or like it automatically dries and folds itself. Except that I'm being used for not at all the most expensive thing in the world. And I'm just like, well, that was I'm a bougie towel, as Quincy says. I feel like a bougie towel that has never done a bougie thing. That like someone bought this bougie towel and then was like, this is really nice. We will keep it also next to our terry cloth towels.
Yes.
Because we're not going anywhere that deserves a bougie towel.
Of course not.
That's where I'm the expensive bougie towel misused and misappropriated.
So you feel good about yourself, but you don't feel like you're used well.
Yeah, I feel like if I was in the right circumstance, oh my God, I could dry anything. I could sand sand would just fall right through me. You'd have the best time at the beach with me.
I love
However,
that.
you just keep using me to clean up the floors. And I'm also absorbent, so that's fine. But like, yeah, I'm
I love that.
Yeah.
Astral K9 says, my towel, a freshly washed cotton blend towel that had one end accidentally dropped into the recently flushed toilet.
Ooh.
Oh.
At least it was recently flushed,
Yeah,
not
it's
like
only
recently used.
Yeah.
'Cause that would be much worse.
Quincy says, at least the bougie towel is being productive, right? Exactly. Also, welcome.
Yeah, hi Quincy. For those of you who don't know Quincy, Quincy is a fabulous tavern talk creator, a tabletop streamer, and I got to play with him the other night. It was super fun.
Cool.
Super
Yeah.
fun.
Well, awesome.
So shout out to you.
Yeah,
I guess
you're
I can
welcome.
do that because I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about my towel while I'm using my brain to type things, and it's gonna be I'm a threadbare like Target home collection, brightly colored towel from like the early 2000s, and I've got very tantalizing threads that like you want to pull. So you do, and then it all starts just coming apart. You know, like a ribbon where it just like zigzags until there's nothing left, Dino.
Nothing left.
Nothing left. That's the
Except
kind of
mustache.
that's the a mustache. A mustache. You have got to have a mustache.
Sorry, that's just our trauma.
Yeah.
Anyways. Welcome, Master Allen. Master Allen. I like that. It's like you still have the vertical lines of the thread, but not like the weaved ones. So it's just like slowly starting to pull apart and become like a weave, like a waffle kind of thing.
Yeah, like a shitty hammock.
Yeah, like a shitty hammock.
I'm a shitty hammock.
I'm a shitty hammock. I fucking love it.
I mean, a shitty hammock's better than no hammock.
That's true.
That's very accurate.
So.
But yeah, welcome to Chat Time, everybody. And thanks to our new people showing up too. I love it. Bobo Lavu
And thanks for
says,
old people.
Look at those DM skills. That Bougie Child has a ton of backstory already. See, y'all thought a lot harder about it than me. I'm just feeling dead inside a little bit. It's okay. It's just because I'm tired. I'm very happy.
Yeah,
In general.
I feel like the slightest breeze could destroy me. Hence
Yeah.
the towel I mentioned.
I'm just overworked and exhausted, but I'm very happy because everything I'm doing, except one thing, is what I want to do, and I'm very happy to be
This
doing.
show is that one thing.
Yeah, that I don't like. Exactly.
That's
No,
right.
Okay, I'm out.
No, stay.
Okay.
Good boy.
Whoa.
I knew that was
All right.
actually, you might shit on those loose woven towels, but they are actually quite useful and artistic in shibari, Japanese rope bondage. Sure.
I just became the best towel.
I just became
I think bondage on a hammock is what we all need.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Little thrill with your relaxation.
Check in next week. On
It's great
Chat
for
Time.
swingers.
Whoa. You just turned into Burgess Meredith Penguin.
Or a Skeletor. Saw that as a story bouncing around. Oh yeah, I was a pirate this weekend. On a trampoline. To have very little context. Anyways, Juan and John
He robbed every other bird. Gimme. Gimme. Gimme.
I just like that image a lot. I'm losing my mind. Steve's here. I said that 3 times already. Steve. Steve. So I already said a little bit about you. Well, Oh.
That's where you can find
That
him.
is me.
Which one is which?
Top one is Insta, bottom one is Twitter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I probably should have wrote that.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's also that might also be my Twitch. I
Oh,
should pay attention to things.
Yeah,
know.
it's new. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm learning.
people are just chanting and yelling Steve
Oh
in
my
the
god!
chat.
Oh my god!
Ah,
That's my name!
We can pop that up again in another time.
Okay,
I
yeah.
just have buttons now.
Oh my god!
Steve.
Another
Steve. Steve.
I like that's the thing now.
Yeah.
So, Steve, who are you? What do you do? How many times of the day do you think about macaroni and cheese? And if you could be a salad, what would your dressing be?
Okay. Who am I? My name's Steve. I have been an actor for way too long. I've been a Dungeons and Dragons player for almost as long. And I also used to be a scientist. I was, but my career before I came out here to Los Angeles, I used to work at the National Institutes of Health, doing brain stuff and like little surgeries and things like that. Because, you know, if you just walk in with enough confidence and you're like, I can do that surgery, they'll be like, okay. Somehow. And wait, what was the second question?
How many times a day do you think about macaroni?
No, that's the
and cheese?
third question.
Oh, the second question is what do you do?
Oh, then I answered that too.
Yes, you did.
I'm an actor. You can see me and stuff. If you are the sort of person to hop on to Amazon Prime and buy movies, go watch a feature film I was in. At Ashley Jones is Perfectly Normal came out I guess last year.
Yeah.
And I am in it doing things, saying words, moving around. Have fun stories from it too.
Yeah, we'll talk about it today.
Yeah. And I've got some other projects in the works coming out. There's a short film going around right now to festivals that I'm in called Plenty of Fish. It's delightful and a lot of fun. I got to make it with some great people out here in Los Angeles, and I have an upcoming play that will be going on in the fall. The details are still being worked out with schedule, but it's a remount. We did this previously. It's called The Dragon Show. And it's interactive. You get to come in, walk around, talk with us. I have to make up all of the words that I say as I say them. Not all of them. There are some that are written before. But like it's interactive theater. It's kind of an immersive experience sort of thing for small groups. Yes.
Yeah.
And then so third question. I don't think about macaroni and cheese very much at all. I would say my average is probably at about 0.25. Every couple of days, something comes up that'll be like macaroni and cheese. But I didn't ask for it. It's just other people like macaroni and cheese, and it happens in the world.
Sure,
and sometimes I notice that.
Yeah.
And then I move on.
Yeah, that's pretty much me.
I fixate.
Russian.
That's the kind of dressing that
Russian
I would
dressing.
be.
Russian dressing. Oh, I remember Russian dressing.
Yeah, it's good. It's good dressing. It's terrible politics, but it's great dressing. And yeah, that's where I am. It's terrible politics, but delicious.
I'm a sweet Vidalia onion guy these days.
I've
That's
been
my
looking
jam.
for that.
Go to Winco.
Winco.
Yeah, Winco.
That sounds made up.
It does, but it's real. You can get mac and cheese powder by the scoop. You can walk out with a 2-gallon bag of mac and cheese powder.
All cheese powder?
Yes.
Can you just
all
just
powder?
eat the powder? Oops,
Yes.
all powder?
Well, you could do whatever you want there, man. It's amazing.
Just make like cheese soup?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
Quincy's right. I do think about garlic more than mac and cheese.
Garlic
Oh
bread.
no.
Garlic bread,
Yes.
just garlic in general. Sometimes I'll be like, I'm making mac and cheese, and I'll be like, this needs garlic.
I
or
love
I'm
mac and
making
cheese.
coffee, and I'm like, this needs garlic.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm kidding.
Honestly,
don't
I would
coffee
drink
or-
garlic coffee.
Ooh, gross.
Well, you can.
I would try
Oh,
it.
have you ever had a peanut butter latte? Well, that shit's good.
Yes, I have.
good.
Fucking
That does
amazing.
sound pretty good.
There's a place in Garden Grove.
Garden Grove.
Are you there?
Daily right here is right. Making garlic, and I'm like, this needs garlic.
Yep,
that's
exactly.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, there's a place in Garden Grove that it's like a Vietnamese coffee place, and they do like a peanut butter latte. It's freaking amazing, really good. And like it's the best one I've had because I've had it other places. But sometimes they get like chalky because they use a certain like type of thing. But this one was like creamy and amazing. Oh, and some of you will never try it. I'm so sorry. But it's really good. Excellent. So you were a scientist before you were actor. That's what you're saying.
Well, no. So when I was in high school, I was just a terrible student.
Same.
But I did a lot of theater. My first show was The Tempest. When my sophomore year was the year 2000, or maybe 1999, but one of those. And I actually went on academic probation because I was failing my chemistry class.
But you were doing plays.
Yes, I was doing plays, and I chatted with the dean of students, and I'm like, "Is it okay for me to still do the play?" And he's like, "Absolutely not." And I went, "Okay." And then I just went to all the rehearsals anyway. And what's he gonna do? Is he like going and checking?
Yeah.
No. And is the director gonna be like, "I think Steven's too dumb to do this part"? No. No. They're gonna be like, "Thank God someone's willing to do this play," because that's how acting works for boys.
Choir, acting, anything like that.
So my role in The Tempest, extra acting, I was cast as Boatswain, and then immediately was promoted to Gonzalo and Caliban at the same time, which is, I don't know if you know this play, a problem. It's not a problem for most of the play.
But there's
they
a
are
problem.
mutually exclusive for almost the whole play until the end. The thing was, so the guy who had been cast as Gonzalo realized the first weekend, he's like, I got a speech and debate tournament, I'm not going to be there. So he dropped out, and the director was just like, Steve, you're Gonzalo now, read that. And then the guy who was playing Caliban just wasn't showing up to rehearsals. And so they're like, Steven, just in case, why don't you read this too? And so for all of rehearsal, every time like you work a scene and you're like, all right, we're done. You guys can sit down and take a break and we'll have this other group go up. Every time that happened, I would start to walk off the stage and I'd have to just turn around because now I'm the other one. And so now we know why I had a D in chemistry. But yeah, so I was just like constantly on stage the entire time. And in the end, when we did the show, the guy who was supposed to do Caliban had memorized his lines. He just hadn't come to any rehearsals because he was too busy with volleyball practice. And so he showed up and was like, I know the lines. And they're like, well, we need somebody. So yeah, you're a Caliban now, Steve Gonzalo.
Oh, man.
But it was a lot of fun, and I got to learn the roles. And
That's cool.
My first show.
Ooh.
They're like, why don't you do all of the scenes in the whole show? And I'm like, okay, I guess that's what we're doing.
That was one way to get it thrown into the fire.
Yep, but then from there I went to college and I studied biology and theater.
Nice.
I wasn't a theater major, but I was a biology major, and I just did. They didn't have minors when they started, but I accidentally got one. Because they like started minors later on, and they're just like, Steven, you have already done all of this except for like this one. And so I just auditioned for every play.
Nice.
Every time and I got in to every play.
Great.
So I did every show, or basically every show, while I was in college. And I don't know if you know this, but the lovely thing about science and theater is that I will keep doing theater and fail my science classes. And and that's what I proceeded to do through college until eventually I went out into the world. I started working in a veterinary emergency room.
Oh, wow.
And I started as like a lab or a tech. So they're like, you are large. I bet you can fight a dog. And they were right. I was very good. I don't fear police dogs because I also am trained. I don't want to. I'd rather not. They're very cuddly though.
Very nice.
But yeah, so I did that for a while, and they just promoted me up because it was in the middle of Southern Maryland, and like
need people.
Yeah, they needed people, and like I actually had some biology. Like most people who are like vet techs don't necessarily have a bachelor's degree or that level of training. And I did on-the-job training, and they promoted me up all the way until I was running the intensive care unit.
Oh, Jesus.
I was in charge of it for the weekends. So I had whatever 5 worst patients in the hospital were, those were mine for the weekend. And I would have to go get the vets. If I needed something done, I'd go get them because they had to work for me then. I also got trained on stuff. Because we had some specialists. We had an internal medicine specialist, we had a surgeon, and we had a critical care specialist. And you know what none of them want to do?
What?
It's come in on weekends. And so anything that they were like, this might have to be done, they're like, Steve has to be here. He runs the ICU. I got trained on all these things that normal vets don't know how to do. So like I could do central lines, and I could do some surgery stuff, and I could do a whole bunch of stuff. And so I had all these skills. And then I went to the NIH, and I'm like, hi, I can operate your surgical equipment. I could keep something under anesthesia and do all my work. And they're like, great. Hired me on, and I got to work in science fiction for a while. We did crazy stuff like high intensity focused ultrasound. Have you ever tried to do surgery with sound?
No.
That's what we did.
Whoa.
We would figure out ways to jiggle the brain in just the right way that we wouldn't have to make an incision, but we might be able to take away a microtumor. By using a combination of processes and stem cell work, we created, we had stem cell lines that we were working with to do treatments and therapeutics. And I got to work on all sorts of projects throughout the NIH because I worked in we were in the mouse imaging facility. So I worked with MRI a lot of magnetic resonance imaging.
Thank you for saying what it stands for.
Yes. Everybody needs to know that it's resonance. You know what people don't like to know is that it's supposed to be nuclear magnetic resonance. But they changed the name because everyone was about nuclear. It's a different kind of nuclear than nuclear.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the nucleus of an atom.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But yeah, I got to work on all these crazy projects while I was there. It was a lot of fun and super cool, and I learned a ton. I got to meet Anthony Fauci
Nice.
during Ebola.
During Ebola.
Yeah, well, that's when I got to know Anthony Fauci. Was he like had us all come in for a sit down because they were treating Ebola in our building. And they're like, this might make people nervous, and not everyone here is necessarily a scientist. So they had a big meeting where they brought all the people who worked in the clinical center, and Anthony Fauci and all the like the top scientists in the world on this topic were there to just like reassure us and talk us through and answer any questions we had.
Wow.
And so like I'm a fan of Fauci. He's a good guy.
Seems like a fun guy.
He is smart dude, and he's been working there forever. Like he's awesome dude.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. What was the weirdest thing you ever had to do as a vet tech,
ooh, weirdest thing as a vet tech.
or as in that optional?
You know what? So, okay, this is gonna sound weird, and somebody's gonna be like, "That's probably illegal." So
Great.
I'm gonna tell it anyway.
I like
We
it.
had this dog that was really, really angry. Like just like everything that we did to try to handle it, we couldn't. And it just would make things worse. But it had some wounds that needed to be cleaned with like iodine and stuff. And I had a super soaker in my car. And so I turned it into a surgical super soaker. We cleaned it. We made sure it was all nice and everything. But in order to clean him at range without him biting us, we took him outside and we're like, all right, you refuse this any other way.
So you
We
shot
tried.
iodine?
I'm a good shot, and so with the super soaker, we're like, we get this taken care of.
You have the
Probably
super
not
soaker in your
approved.
car. No wonder you're a good shot.
Yeah,
It's just you have it ready.
You got to be ready, you know. We had a delightful dog. I loved this dog, but we had to treat her like Hannibal Lecter. She was the most excited golden retriever you've ever seen, just like super happy, and she got a spider bite on her back leg. Which was fine. Like it got a little infected and stuff, and that's why she was brought in, and she needed a little bit of surgery to clean it up. Well, she wanted to take out her stitches every time she could. And so every time we sent her home, it came back worse because she had chewed it out. And so eventually we were like, we got to keep her here and have her hang out and it'll be fine. But she's so exuberant that she would rip out of anything that we put her in. So we had to literally like she had a run in the back that we kept her in that she had to have 2 muzzles on and had to be like held in place so she couldn't turn around.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
On the plus side, it meant I would just go back there and be like, I'm taking you out to play with you and get paid for this. Because I was like, you can't stay there all day like this. We have to keep you there when we can't do anything.
Sure.
But as long as I can, I'll be back here and I'll let you out. And then I'm going to put you back. But yeah, so those were two of the weird things. They're terrible, terrifying things too, but I'm not going to talk about those.
Ooh. So you described going to the NIH and just saying, hey, I can do that.
I found the job at the NIH on Craigslist.
No way.
I kid you not. I was going through Craigslist and I'm just like, I need a job. This was 2008. I had been working at a regular vet. Economy collapsed. Turns out nobody gets shots for Fluffy during a recession. And so they're like, you're the most skilled person here. We're going to let you go because you cost the most. So they got rid of me at this vet hospital, different one than the ER. And so I was unemployed, looking for work. I worked at a dinner theater for a while, which was a lot of fun and terrifying at the same time. And then I'm just like, I'm going to find a bio job. And I kind of ascribe to the thought of I should apply to things that are too good for me.
Yeah.
Because like it's their job to turn me down, not mine.
Yeah.
I do this with acting too. I'll be like, that leading role. Yep, that's me. And they'll be like, it'll say specifically not a fat person. And I'll be like, me. Like it's your job to tell me no.
Yeah, that's true.
But so yeah, I showed up. I applied, and because I had surgical experience, no one else who was seeing the job posting did. And so they're like, you're on the top of our list. You know how to operate everything in our lab already because I had to. And they're like, yeah, so we hired you on and they paid me too little. And it was a really cool 5 years of like, I got to learn a ton of stuff. I got to like hang out at the NIH. And you know, like do crazy science that is like way cool and super impressed me and taught me a lot. I learned things.
Yeah.
You know.
Speaking of which, I hate to ask a lot of questions. But you did mention that you were doing some cool stuff with axolotls, and I wanted to have you talk about that.
So yeah, way back when I was in college.
Oh, this is college days.
College was axolotl stuff. Now axolotls are just for fun in D&D.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But so axolotls are really cool, and one of the cool things about them, and Master Allen, you're right, better than being a starving actor. That's kind of why I was like, what if I did surgery instead of wait tables?
Yep.
Like one or the other, I could do one. Axolotls, the way they regenerate is super cool, and it's surprisingly simple. If you have the right hormone in the right density, you can put it anywhere on their body, and their cells immediately around there will be like, I'm supposed to be a leg, and will start growing. So you can take a bead, dip it into this, I don't remember what the protein was, but a specific protein, a growth hormone, and if you put it under the skin somewhere, you can have them grow a limb out of their shoulder, out of the top of their head, or out of their back.
Oh, man.
And so I took a developmental biology course where we were like looking at the regenerative process, like if you were to take off a limb, how does it reform and how does it regrow and redifferentiate into bones and nerves and all that.
What a much more adorable Dr. Kurt Connors that would have been.
It really would have.
Instead of the lizard, it'd been the axolotl, and everyone's been like, oh, no, let him rob the bank. Let him rob the bank. Look at him. Look at that
Also
boy.
surprisingly easy to defeat. You're just like,
Yeah.
you're out of water now. How are those gills treating you? Very, very short adventure for Spider-Man, where it's just like, I found Kurt Connors here lying on the ground gasping.
Would it be like a what's it called? Victor Freeze. He's got like a
He's got
Yes!
a
A little fishbowl dome.
visual dome.
So
Yes.
cute.
I think with those gills would probably have to be like the Victorian collar that you imagine Shakespeare in.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yes,
I love
yes.
It's like a dish.
Where-
fancy axolotl.
Why don't we have a comic book? We need a comic book.
We need a comic book.
Yes.
Where we just do different versions of already existing
Yeah.
characters.
And our hero is a veterinarian actor who tried to save the life of an axolotl, and like somehow the owner like tripped and fell into the vat, and there's like
I would love to become an axolotl man.
axolotl man.
Axolotl.
Axolotl.
Oh, Master Allen, you're thinking of Abe Sapien. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Fish guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also played
Yeah,
by
exactly
Doug
that.
Jones.
Also what?
Also played by Doug Jones. Voiced by
yeah.
David Hyde Pierce in the first one, but then I think Doug Jones got to do his own voice in the second one. I love those movies.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I love the first movie,
I have only seen.
and I love looking at the second movie.
Oh, that's fair.
I'm not gonna lie, I like all of them because I don't know if you know this, there are fights in them.
Yeah,
That's all
and
it
they're
takes.
good. The fights in
very-
Hellboy 2 are so good.
Yeah, like
Prince
I can
Nawada
ignore the
shit.
whole plot if there's cool fight sequences.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fair.
that whole movie's
That was John
gorgeous.
Wick for me.
I still haven't seen any John Wick
They're
movies.
fine.
There's only 5
People are like,
minutes.
"Oh, John Wick is so cool." The fight sequences are brilliant, but that's it. Like the story wasn't really compelling for me. But I will say the fight choreo and all the stunts and everything are brilliant.
You
Sweet.
needed more emotional investment than they killed my dog. I want revenge.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Well, you
Oof.
must not have a dog.
I don't.
Oh, he's
I
a
want
cat.
one.
He's a cat guy.
One
That's
day,
why.
you know?
You mess with my dog, you're going down. The Felted Fury.
Gonna take your whole organization down. Gonna spend all of my gold assassin coins just to stop you. I could have bought a new dog, but no.
So now the important question that I want to know:
Okay.
How did you go from being in NIH in Maryland to coming out to LA to be an actor?
And I got so lost on the commute.
Wrong turn at Albuquerque.
All right, so I'd worked at the NIH for a while, and I kind of like realized it wasn't the direction I needed to be going. It wasn't like helping me in what I was doing. I was just kind of staying in the same place there, and I was like, I'm going to move out to California. And I didn't then. I found a job that had an office out here, but had an office in Washington, D.C.
Oh.
And they were looking for a video editor. And by that time, I had made probably a dozen short films.
Okay.
I'd taken them to festivals around the country and a couple around the world. And like knew what I was doing with that because I had been doing theater this whole time. I was the whole time I was doing those things. I was even teaching. I had a film class that I taught at Imagination Stage where I had middle schoolers and I would guide them through making their own movie.
Wow. That's cool.
And so each semester they'd make a whole movie. Well, like a 5-10 minute movie, not
Yeah,
like
short
a
film.
feature. Like each time they'd make Lord of the Rings, the whole thing. So I was like, I'm looking for other job, and I found something that paid me almost double what the NIH was paying me because government pay is only so good. And they wanted me to do some video codecs and stuff like that. I worked with them for a while, and I kept every couple months being like, "Hey, you guys you got an office out in Thousand Oaks? Can I transfer to that one?" And they're like, "Yeah. I mean, not right now." And so they'd be like, "Check in a little bit," and I'd wait, and I'd check in, and I'd be like, "Can I do it?" And they'd be like, "Well, right now we can't." "Can I do it?" "Well, right now." And eventually I was just like, I had a meeting with my manager, and like we had check-ins all the time. He was out here in California.
Oh.
I was in DC, and we were having this chat, and he's like, "Got any fun plans for the summer?" And this was 2017, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go see the eclipse." All right, because 2017 we had a total eclipse across the U.S.
Oh, yeah.
And it went up through kind of like the Illinois and that area, too far away for me to just do a day trip. And so I'm like, I gotta drive out for it. I want to see this. This is amazing. And so I told him, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go see the eclipse." He's like, "That's cool." I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be a one-way trip. And he's like, well, once I go that far west, I'm just gonna keep going west. All the way. If you want, I could show up in Thousand Oaks. I'll see you there. But otherwise, the commute to DC just got really long for me, and I'm not sure I'll be able to make it anymore. So it's up to you guys. Do you want me out there, or do you not want me at all?
Ooh.
And the answer was not at all. And
Shit.
well, it was the bluff thing that they were like, "We're not going to give it to you," and I'm like, "Okay." And then I left, and then the multi-million-dollar product crashed, and then
Oh no!
turns out I was making it. And so I left and moved out here and started doing acting stuff, and got into some movies and did some background stuff. So I've gotten to meet some people that I'm like, that's super cool.
Yeah.
I got to shoulder check Bradley Whitford, which he's one of my like acting heroes, and then I tried to kill him on set. It was great. And then they were like, "You're never going to be near him again." And they put me in the back of every shot. They were like, where should I be? And they're like, "Over there." And I'm like, "The camera's over there." And they're like, "We know."
Oh.
Sorry, it was just one day. But yeah, so I came out here and started, making myself actor, Steve. And it's been fun times.
Yeah.
Slow times, 'cause I
Slow time.
picked just a couple years before COVID hit.
Oh yeah.
Be like, I should start a career in Los Angeles. That only takes 5-ish years to really. Oh my God! Everything's over now.
Yep. All of us just freaking out as performers, like fuck.
Yeah.
Oh man! Thank God for Twitch at least. So you said you were an actor longer than you were a dungeon master or D&D player.
Well, so D&D a little bit longer. So
Oh,
I think I learned D&D when I was 10.
Oh, nice.
My friend Holly was just like, "Let's play this game," and he had one of the intro D&D sets.
Oh, nice.
Like with the little pre-made characters and just a simple dungeon. And it was great. I was like, "This is super cool." And so we played every time I went over, every time he came over, and it was just like 2 people. It wasn't like when you're doing a big group, like it wasn't a group D&D. It was just us playing it like it's a little board game. That's already pre-made, and like we weren't like inventing everything. We were just playing it off of these cards. And it was a lot of fun. I started to get into it. The first book I bought was the Monster Manual.
Oh, nice.
Because like for me, a book full of art and just like stories of each monster was fucking cool. Like that's what I want. Like that's cool. And then I just kept buying and stuff, and turns out other people wanted to play, and now I play it too much.
I hear that.
Yeah, me too.
More.
I used to sit in a Barnes and Noble, or actually a Borders before I used to have to sit in a Barnes and Noble, and I would flip through the Monster Manual because I thought it was neat, but I didn't understand the game. I was like, this is just pretty. It's a good time.
Always knew about D&D, and I thought it sounded good. Nobody in my life played it. Not that I knew it. It wasn't until 2019, after a breakup, that I was finally like, fucking gonna play. And now that's like a good quarter of my life is this channel and D&D.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel ya.
Yeah.
Master Allen's called out my lies.
What?
Too much. It's true. I'm not playing too much. I have played too much. There were times, but right now we're at a fine level.
Yeah. During the pandemic, I went like balls deep. I had like 4 campaigns going. And,
Oh yeah.
One of them was in here.
I like that you hesitated to pick the best phrase and you landed on balls deep.
Yeah. No, that was the one I picked originally, and then I hesitated that I should say it, and I was like, fuck it.
Yeah. Apparently you did.
I'm glad you balled up.
Balled up. That's
deep.
true. I listen. I am just sleepy and exhausted enough that I have even less of a filter than normal on the show.
Oh boy.
That's what we need.
Or I guess I have enough that I have a filter, but not enough to care about it. So I recognize that it's there, and then I say no, fuck it. That's what I'm going to go with.
I like it.
Right,
Yeah.
good.
So,
Nice.
what was coming out here to LA? Like, what was the weirdest like thing to get adjusted to out here?
Part of it was actually just my schedule changed a lot.
Oh, really?
Because I had been working full time at more than full time. I had like 3 or 4 jobs that just filled up all my time because I was shooting, or I was working for the publishing company, doing all of the computer stuff and film editing and whatnot with them. I was also at that time I had been working on a documentary that I finished just before I left DC. It was kind of my little love letter to DC because it was about stuff in DC. Is they have these old call boxes that were put up. The first ones during the Civil War.
Oh wow!
And they don't do anything anymore because phones exist now.
Makes
And
sense.
so, but they're still there because these huge wrought iron things. It's expensive to take them out, so they've just left them. They've rusted out. And so I was like, what are these? And so I made a documentary to be like, what are these?
That's cool.
It was great. There's about 1,000 of them in DC, and there wasn't like a list that I could find of like they're here. So I just had to wander Washington DC up and down streets and like residentials and whatnot to be like, here, I found one. Okay, and I'd take a picture of it or like put a little video, like like all that stuff, and then I'd be like, all right, and walk and find another one and keep doing that until I had hours of footage of 10 seconds each of these things to just be like, yeah, they're everywhere.
That's amazing.
Yeah, my favorite part of it is I would talk to people, and I would talk to people next to one. I'd show them a picture of one and be like, have you ever seen one of these? And they'd go, no. Never. Be like, well, if you had to guess what they do, like I would chat with them and be like, I don't know. And I'd be like, so you've never seen one of these at all? Wow. And then I'd like turn them around and they'd be, oh!
Right there.
Yep.
That sounds like a major city. People just walk by things all the time.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's true all places. Like, there's a lot of things that just become your background radiation of this world that you never question, you never think about, you never engage with.
It's true.
And like when somebody does, you're like, you're a weirdo. And I was, but it was great. I got to take that film all sorts of places and enjoy it at the film festival. And on my drive across the country, I stopped in the Sidewalk Film Festival to screen it there.
I love that.
Yeah, it was a lot of good times. So.
Oh, good. I had a question that just like flew out of my brain. Is there a question over here?
Yeah.
Does Steampunk Superman use them to change it? I don't. Oh,
He would, but he'd have to get very small.
So was it like a phone that was in the call, like an actual
Yeah.
phone?
So what they were was they stood out of the ground about 5-6 feet. These were what the police would use to call in before you had radios and stuff. So they were also
directly to the police station.
Yeah. So there were two. The first ones that were put in worked by telegram, and would just go to a central building that they'd basically ring out their number. They'd be like 1, 2, whatever. And that would tell them, okay, there's a fire in that place because you've heard of Chicago,
Yeah.
how it burned, right? The Great Chicago Fire. Like fires were a big deal then because everything was built out of wood, and so if something caught, everything could go.
Yeah.
Right, like it could just spread, and so they started installing these during the Civil War. So Abraham Lincoln was in office at the time when they started putting them in D.C. And there's all sorts of like crazy stuff about it because like the company who did it was owned by a Southern company, and so once the split happened,
Oh gosh.
there were like disagreements about who owned it, who owned the patent to these things, and so the guy in the South actually had to buy back his own patent. Because he had lived in like Boston, moved south and I don't remember where in the South he had moved to, but he had moved south, and to get his patent back, because the federal government was like, you can't have this, you're not a citizen right now. They took it, and he sent someone up with $10,000 to buy it.
Wow.
Got it for 17. But yeah, so they were.
I love how much you know about this.
So yeah, you'd open them up, and they'd just have like a little thing that you could pull, and that would send it off. Eventually, they would also have phones in them. So the police on their rounds would have to stop into them. So police, like, would have to just walk their rounds, and every once in a while check in and be like, "Hey, I'm here." And if you arrested someone, you'd take them to a call box and chain them to the call box. And even as late as the 1960s, that was still happening. Wow. That because we didn't have 911 in DC until 1976. Remember, 911 is an invention.
Yeah.
There was a time when we didn't have that anywhere.
I'm learning so much. I'm just having fun. This is great.
But yeah, so he'd arrest someone, he'd chain him, he would take the handcuffs and cuff him to the call box, and then he would call in that he's got somebody, hang up, and continue on his walk. Because where's this guy going? Right? He's called in. Someone's gonna come pick him up.
OG Spider-Man chains though. That's awesome.
Yeah. Savage Stalker says that the origination of the term "call girl." I think it's more that you call on them, and they're girls. I think that's pretty much it. I don't think that had anything to do with the police call box.
I think it is online. It is called Unmoving Derelict, and either I'll find a link for us later that we can pop up, or you might be able to search it.
And for those of you in the in the YouTube in the future, that is they're talking about his documentary.
Yeah.
But yes, and if you're not on our Discord, discord.rollforhotness.com. Join us. I burped in there, sorry. You don't change them to posts while I'm doing your own. Well, listen, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your time or money. Thank you for Gibbergrin. Okay, I think is a great time.
Yeah.
To introduce our resident expert of all things, Dr. Know-It-All. I didn't warn you about that.
No, you didn't.
Great. It's okay. I'm not worried about you. That's why I didn't tell you about it.
I know how this works.
Yeah.
Dr. Know-It-All, for those of you who are new, Dr. Know-It-All is our resident expert of all things who is here to answer your questions. Dr. Know-It-All, of course, is multi-headed, and his heads currently look like Steve, me, and Cucumber. And we are here to answer your questions of advice, anything you want to know. So please drop any questions you want in the chat, and Dr. Know-It-All will answer. Words are hard. Dr. Know-It-All will answer your questions one head at a time, one word at a time, until an answer has been given. We'll try to include some of the...
We've got our first question
on YouTube. There we go. Great. Oh, we got another. And we will include some of the answer in the question, so we know what we're talking about, and then we will bow with all our heads when the answer is done. But please drop as many questions as possible in the chat, and we will get through as many as possible.
Let's go, chat. I believe in you.
I'll read the questions, but then I will also be part of the stuff.
That's stuff.
It's part of the stuff. Savage Stalker, OTHP. Dr. Know-It-All, I forgot I left someone chained to a pole, and I'm kind of freaking out now. What do I do?
First,
you
leave
the
bar
quickly
and
proceed
to
your
pole
dance
so
that
you
may
find
help
to
afford
removal
of
the
poison person.
Oh, good. I did not find it on YouTube, but on Vimeo.
Ooh.
Perfect. Yeah, that is it.
That's it.
That's me.
I'm gonna come back and
That's
find
me.
that.
You get to see me with less hair and more me.
Less hair and more me. Oh gosh. Well, that's a long question. Annie Menji says, Dr. Know-It-All, please help. My dog was bit by a spider and won't come down from the ceiling now.
All right.
Obviously.
You
must
kill
the
dog.
Oh, sad.
I've seen the thing. This is the right call.
This is how it starts.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Dr. Know-It-All Extract says, okay, Last night I had a vision of the future, where I witnessed my own death at the hands of a man-eating pirate. We were fighting at the nexus of realities when he tried to speak the universe. When he tried to speak, the universe turned inside out and exploded. So my question is, can you recommend a good candy bar?
Snickers.
I know we should probably keep the answer longer.
Thanks,
but
thanks for the raid, Corey.
Whoa, Corey's here. Hi, Corey.
Thanks for bringing
Do
people.
Pew, pew.
Welcome, Corey. We're doing Dr. Know-It-All. So
So all you
some
new people who
questions?
just came in, ask questions of the expertiest, most experted expert of all time.
yes, do that thing.
Oh, and Connie, thank you for the raid too.
Oh my gosh, Connie's here.
Pew.
Man, we got double trouble. It's a raid party. Words are hard. God damn it. Welcome everybody. Dr. Know-It-All's here to answer your questions. So drop your questions in the chat. Advice, anything you want to know about the world, the universe, or dogs that got bit by spiders, apparently.
Don't get attached.
Dr. Know-It-All, Reed Cooper wants to know, why didn't I know there was a chat time?
Chat.
Time.
Is
A.
Show
that
We
decided
exists,
within.
infinity.
therefore
We
Can,
do
it
whenever,
we
want.
however,
you
Should
pay
attention.
to
our
Instagram.
schedule.
Bish.
bitch. I just love that. Yeah, thank you, Connie. Master Allen says, Dr. Know-It-All, why doesn't Dino get enough sleep, and why won't he take a nap now?
Everyone
Should,
Nap,
when
possible,
except
Dino
works,
all
the
time,
and
he
loves,
to
sleep
but
first
he
drinks.
water
and
Lots.
of
water.
However,
sometimes
People.
die.
Corey Amber, that's what I was going for.
Nap. What? Nap now?
No, that
Everybody
you sleep
snap
butt
now.
first.
Oh, I sleep butt first? Oh, got it. So my butt falls asleep before anything else. That's true.
We're at that age. That's a thing.
Instagram, damn it. No, you people should call me. Reed, listen. Do not have time.
I don't call anyone
Don't call anyone.
but the
I-
IRS earlier today, and that's why I don't call anyone.
Jesus.
Yep.
Hope everything's okay.
That's fine,
Okay, good.
I guess.
I guess. Government. Savage Talker OTHB. Dr. Know-It-All. I signed up for Instagram, but have yet to receive my custom grandma in the mail. Who should I contact about this mix-up?
Management.
Will
Send
You
your
grandma
as
soon
as
we
can
resupply
the
hoard
of
cookies.
until
then
You
should
wait
until
you
get
old enough. Old.
enough
to
Be
a
grandma
yourself.
be.
Oh, I love this. Oh, that was it. Oh, we didn't have any more. Okay, let's get a couple more questions in the chat. Have you got them?
Pew pew pew.
Oh god, the
You are
IRS.
so fucking loopy.
I know. I had a day off on Thursday.
I
and
remember.
won't until a week from today.
Yeah,
Ooh.
me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Get.
Like the grandma supply is currently backlogged.
Yes. There's
true.
supply shortages all over the country
I'm
right now.
picturing like
We've been
a
trying to ship
Matrix.
those grandmas, but you know
They're just stuck in the Long Beach Harbor right now.
It's like a Matrix style vending machine. Like you gotta wait for them to mature before you like flush the pods. Here's a grandma.
Oh, gross. The grandma farm. all grandmas come from the farm. Corey says, Dr. Know-It-All, should I move to Cali if it means I move to should I move to Cali if it means I move to San Diego?
philosophers
debated
many
things.
about
California.
But
one
Thing
united
all
of
them.
San
Diego.
Sucks. I'm sorry, San Diego.
No, I do actually like San Diego.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually pretty nice. I've only been down there once, but yeah,
It's
pretty
a
nice.
quick train ride, though. It's not too bad. I guess quick-ish.
Yeah, I do like the train ride.
It's like a couple-hour drive, too. It's not awful.
Oh yeah.
Also, we got to see Randy Feltface in San Diego, so hey,
We
that's
did.
pretty big. And there's also a really fucking good dueling piano bar in downtown San Diego. So
Ooh, that sounds pretty
Shout
cool.
Why don't we do that?
we should.
Let's do that.
Let's leave this and go there.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
Just keep it on, and we'll go.
Yeah.
We'll bring it. We'll bring it.
Dr. Know-It-All Extract wants to know, what do aliens look like?
Oh.
Look.
No,
Alien.
Will
ever,
Show.
you
there,
True.
junk.
but
They.
Will
always
Show.
you
there.
Favorite.
face.
It
Looks.
Like
bagels,
And.
grandma's.
cream cheese, cream.
Cheese.
Okay.
Artis, I wish I could have gone to see Randy, too. Aw. If only
Oh,
someone
yeah.
told you about it.
If only Art. God, where are we? Oh, there's a lot of questions. Reed Cooper says, Dr. Know-It-All, what did I miss that Cucumber is in a mood beach other than IRS?
What? I'm as tired as this. Well, no, I'm not as tired as this boy, but I'm pretty fucking close. I've had a week and a half.
That was a question for Dr. Know-It-All.
Oh, fuck me! I thought someone cared.
Dr. Know-It-All, why is Cucumber in a mood?
Cucumber
Is
In
a
mood
because
he
hates
everyone
except
all
these
chatters.
please
send
Help.
and
fresh.
Pants.
that's good. And fresh pants.
You always need fresh
Always
pants.
need
It's true.
Big. Was that it? Or is there more? Oh, that was it.
Oh, we must
Was
have
it?
cut up.
Whoa, we did it!
Oh my god! Oh my god! We're safe.
French pants is that why we never see your pants?
You can see my look at my pant. Look at my. Are you happy? Look at my little bony ass.
He's twerking now.
You can see my ass whenever you want.
You can see my ass wherever. Especially if you get us to our goal to get a
Yeah,
OnlyFans
Patreon goal for OnlyFans for me.
Ooh,
Do
them
all my
cheeks.
tricks. Wee, wee, wee.
Oh, do you remember Trashterpiece Theater?
Yeah,
We need to get that back.
yeah. We
Let us
should
know.
we should write scripts,
Ask
or
in
we
the
should
chat
have
for
everybody
Trashterpiece.
write us scripts, so we don't get sued.
If anybody like wrote scripts in college or anything, or still write scripts, like fucking, let's do it.
No.
What?
I have a lot of scripts.
You got a lot of scripts? Let's do
A lot of
it.
scripts.
Non-copyright shit.
Well, technically, it still has copyright. We would just have permission.
That's fair. That's fair. Damn, Cucumber thick for being small.
Thanks.
Oh man, do you remember the Alamo? We'll ask Dr. Know-It-All that. That'll be the last question for Dr. Know-It-All.
Okay.
Dr. Know-It-All. Do you remember the Alamo?
Texas
Is
Big,
and
there
old,
buildings
are,
all
used.
however,
the.
Alamo.
is
Yeah, it's all right. All right. Fuck me.
I
I once
Went
to
the
Alamo.
but
they
Forgot.
me.
be.
Be.
Thank you, Dr. Know-It-All,
Yay.
for all of your
Flawless. Flawless. Dr.
flawless victory.
You know, people have given each of us money to improvise at some point in time. Does that make you happy?
It's true.
We're
Tight
technically
boys.
professional
We're
actors.
professionals.
Yeah.
And this is how we chose to use our time today.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, thank you.
You sound like me. That's not good.
I need help. How could they forget? Terrence Stark says, thank you. Celtic Lady, but it was dark and not at all funny. What was dark and not at all funny? The Alamo?
The script.
Oh, the script.
The script that she wrote
I mean,
for class.
Listen, if you give us a dark script and we do it for Trash Piece,
Just know we
it'll
won't
be
respect
funny.
it at all, and we will change the vibe.
The Alamo is also not funny. You shouldn't make fun of it.
I mean, they rent cars pretty fine.
That's
I'm sorry, Joe Pesci, is that you?
There's a beard fund?
What am I, like a felted
Beard
friend
fun.
to you?
Yeah.
A beard fund?
So the beard fund, we still have to go back and make sure how much we actually have gotten so far. When I get to, I believe I said 1,000 or 2,000, I'm going to shave my beard on
Chat time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. It grows back in like a week, so I'm not worried about it.
Don't
I mean,
tell them
it's so hard to grow back.
Yeah, you'll have to get a plug surgery or something.
Oh God,
I don't know.
I don't want that.
It'll be funny.
Where are they going to take the hair from?
Where are you hairiest?
Ooh, how much does it cost to get a cucumber a beard?
Ooh.
I mean, that's a significantly cheaper problem. You can do it for like $50.
$50, get it. If you just
That's all it takes.
Because I might need a new matching toupee if we're going that route. You see,
I just want you to have a purple beard.
purple beard. I've had a purple beard on this channel before. I've had a purple mustache, a purple beard, a purple goatee, a purple soul patch.
Really?
Yeah, you got to tune in more often. When we did our Western, I had a different facial hair every night.
I didn't know you had a different one every night.
I'm jealous.
It evolved.
Amazing.
Eventually, you're just going to be purple hair. That's it. Make cucumber a beard from Dino's beard. I like that. Oh God.
Ew.
Fucking gross.
The trick is to peel it all off as one piece.
Oh no.
You're gonna have to shave a little closer than you thought, is the thing.
Arsenal says it moved around his head like a tribble for your beard. Excellent. Well, Steve, I am so happy that you came and joined us today.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that we had to move you around a little bit, but I'm happy we got here. And
It happened.
you'll have to let us know when things are coming up that we can promote for you more and have you on the show again.
I will.
Yeah.
And I love being here. I love hanging out with you guys.
No.
And playing TNT and being a nerd.
And Steve's still in our campaign for Saladin's Legacy.
So I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. That's right, tomorrow night.
Ah!
Yeah.
Wait, are we already done?
No.
Is this
Yeah, it's a little hour show.
Gosh, that's how time works?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Also, I don't think we can go too much longer before Cucumber and I just fucking lose it.
That's true.
One more hour just to see that happen.
Oh God. I'm just gonna be crying into the microphone for the last 30 minutes.
We'll keep the mics on for that too.
Yes, we will. For those of you that joined us for the pre-show, we hope you enjoyed the random voices that were speaking to you on the waiting screen. Thank you, Art, for not being here to help us with that.
Well, thank you, Art, for not being in the chat to yell at me about it. I think that's more accurate because there wasn't a button on the iPad pad to just turn off the microphones. It's fine.
Use your words, Zeno. I'm trying. It's hard.
Well, everyone, if you think what you saw tonight, what?
Steve.
Steve!
One more reminder. Where can people find your stuff?
Right there.
I mean, that Vimeo link's probably about it. So it depends on what you want. If you would like to see the feature film that I did, you can look it up on Amazon Prime. It is called Ashley Jones is Perfectly Normal. It's a delightful little film. If you would like to see me on other things, your best shot is to those links. Will take you to just me and what I'm doing, or that Vimeo link. There's a whole bunch of my films that are up there because I've made somewhere like 24 of them. Some of them are even worth watching, and some of them I will make you watch anyway.
I do really want to watch that documentary because that sounds like really cool.
You should do a screening here.
I I would love to bring y'all some of my films, and we can screen all sorts of them.
Yeah, I like that. This is a movie night.
I got tons.
Do you like Mystery Science Theater 3000 kind of thing? Or just like comment on it a little bit?
Yeah. You know, I actually got to do some stuff for them once.
What?
Yeah.
Before I moved out here, I got the weirdest Facebook message. Steven, can you make this emergency puppet for me? And it was one of my friends working with Mystery Science Theater 3000 before they got their show back.
Oh.
So they were the Turkey Day special. I got to build an emergency puppet for them, ship it up to them so that they could do that, and that was the last thing that they did before they got Netflix to sign on to make a new series.
Oh, very
That's
cool.
super cool.
Yeah, I got to do some of their stuff. They're fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, yes, show Steve some love. Come support him on our channel here, but also go follow him on Twitch so that you can support him in his new endeavors.
Yeah, I'm gonna start twitching.
Start
Yay.
twitching.
I'm gonna twitch all day.
Me,
Or maybe like a couple hours a day. Or, like a
That's
couple
probably
set
healthier.
time a few times a week.
Yeah.
whatever happens to work.
Yeah.
But all the Twitch.
Yes.
But yeah, so join us tomorrow. Steve will be back with me with Solid's Legacy tomorrow night. I think is our second to last of the month.
Yes.
One next month too, right? Yes.
Yes.
So we got 2 more episodes this month of Solid's Legacy with the Rookies of Rimtown. So join us then. And now, Cucumber.
If anything you saw today was worth at least $1, please consider joining our Patreon. With tiers starting as low as $1, you can help support the studio and help bring great shows like this to all of you. Much appreciated. Every dollar goes right back into us making upgrades and upkeep and paying the rent, keeping the lights on, paying for the internets, all that good stuff. You know, studios are expensive, kids. They're expensive. That's what we've learned as adults. And tonight, thank you, Art, is the welcome party at 7:30 p.m. right here, 7:30 p.m. Pacific on the channel. The welcome party is a wonderful, welcoming. Obviously it's in the name, but it's a pop culture chat show. What's the topic? Rescue Rangers. Rescue Rangers. Okay, so if you haven't seen... Yeah. So they're going to talk spoilers and all that stuff, so make sure you watch Rescue Rangers before 7:30 p.m. tonight, and then join for the welcome party. And bring your questions. Have a great time with those fabulous folks. It's going to be JPG, Alex, and Cole. And we'll see y'all later. Oh, and for those of you who are our patrons, pins are coming. They've been ordered. They're happening. The factory is back up and running. So they will be here soon. And then Ryan's also been working on some little something interim gifts since y'all have been very patient with us. So you're gonna get some little hurrahs along the way. And
Can we rate?
yeah, we can. We can do that. I don't know who's live from here though, so could you? Never mind.
Well, stick around, and we're gonna leave the little thank you for watching screen up a little bit longer than normal, but stay, and we're gonna rate somebody, and you might hear on the microphone before you leave.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you're gonna hear me looking the whole time, so let's just make it. Let's make it a thing. Hi, everybody. I'm gonna go over somebody to rate. Who should we rate? Who should we rate?
Waits for mail. Stay for the raid. Stay for the raid.
You cannot leave now. You must stay.
I'm sorry, this is creepy. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. He's a liar. I'm a liar.
Oh, let's rate our friends over at Norse Foundry.
Oh, Norse Foundry, yay!
Yay, don't go nowheres. So Norse Foundry, they're one of our fabulous affiliates. They've been supporting us for a long time. It's probably going to be Mr. Eric over there. So tell him hello. Raid.
Show him some love, and
Space.
thanks a lot for joining us, folks. We'll see you tonight, or if not, we'll see you whenever we have chat time again. Stay tuned to the Discord and our Instagram to find out when. Thanks, everybody.
All right,
Thank you,
yes,
guys.
Raid's loading up. It's okay. We're not sprinting. We
We're not
got
leaving?
this, friends. We
One at a
got,
time? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
hold
gonna
on.
keep doing this.
Hold on. Let me get
Like we're leaving.
the little end button. I think I found it.